This film is made possible by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and the citizens of Minnesota.
Well, when I was just a kid, I grew up, my grandfather had a big woodworking shop, and I was 6, 7 years old. I used to spend my free time down in his woodworking shop, and he'd give me a few scraps of wood and a few hand tools, and I'd be building things. And I guess I've been making things and constructing things and doing things with my hands like that for my whole life, probably 60 years. So canoes have always interested us. We've been teaching archaeology and anthropology, so some of the indigenous technologies have been really interesting to us, and we've always been intrigued by the birchbark canoes. We're going to be building a 15-foot canoe. We're basing it on a canoe that actually existed and was documented approximately 100 years ago. We don't build a generic birchbark canoe. We try to build our canoes based on actual canoes that existed. Well, I guess they consider me the canoe builder, but most often I don't build a canoe all by myself. Sometimes other people are just interested, friends, what have you. Various people come by. Sometimes people just come by, and I guess I end up like being more the choreographer of the canoe building event, if you want to look at it that way. This particular canoe, a couple people came down from Winnipeg, some friends from Cass Lake, and then occasionally someone totally out of the blue would come by and stitch a few stitches or do something. Building a canoe is as much a social event, I guess, as it's not I guess I'm making sure everything's done correctly. Right now we've got a lot of materials to prepare. We're basically right now making the parts to the canoe. The birchbark canoes are all stitched together and laced together with spruce roots. So we were out in the spruce bog this morning. This is some of the roots. We've got a whole tub full heating up, and when they get boiled, then we'll be taking the bark off and splitting these and starting to get them ready. We got to make about 500 or 600 feet of lacing to sew this canoe up. This is actually what we'll be building the canoe on. As you can see from all the different holes, we built a lot of different canoes on this building bed already. Okay, we're making the building frame that forms the shape of the bottom of the canoe. So now I gotta bring these together. That looks like a nice shape, huh? Now I gotta drill new holes for the stakes.
Gotcha.
There's gotta be a little bit of clearance. To make these into lacings, what we do is we split the roots in half. If they're not quite round, we try to split them the long way of the oval so they make the widest lacings possible. So we just start to split, helps to hold it between your knees to brace it. And what you do is if you see the split going to one side or the other, you bend the thick side and then it runs it back to the center. You can actually do this with your eyes closed. You don't even have to watch. When you get to a little knot, you got to kind of slow down, be careful so you don't break the root. But okay, I'm going to drive my truck over and load up bark over at the other building. I'll be right back. These are rolls of birch bark. These have been collected a few weeks ago. Yeah, this is timber sale bark, right?
Yeah.
Now what we have to do is clean up the inside of the bark a little bit, get all the loose stuff off. There's lichens and some of the looser bark. Okay, now we'll move that, set this bark on top. We're about to get to the magical part of this process where it goes from looking like these two big irregular scraps of bark to actually starting to look like a canoe. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this building frame on top of the bark, because this is what we have to use to shape the bark to start it looking like a canoe. So we'll center this on the building bed. We are ready to make it look like a canoe. Now we got this nice piece of birch bark and now we're cutting it all full of holes. Well, there's a method in our madness. We're going to switch to a little bit of up-to-date technology. What we do is we use a heat gun. Birch bark becomes flexible when it gets heated. We could be having a bunch of water boiling and we could pour boiling water on this bark and bend these up. It's kind of messy and it makes a muddy place. Now obviously this isn't tall enough to make the side of a canoe here, so we'll be adding bark. Contrary to modern boat building, wherein you build the frame and put the exterior onto the boat, for a birch bark canoe, you build the skin of the boat and you put the frame inside afterwards. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bend this end piece up. It's a little more tricky because we got to bend it right dead center down the middle here into a real tight bend, and then that gradually goes out on either side to the bend like we did on the others. This is part you kind of bend it, and then we'll be making what adjustments we need to later because we got to make sure this stays over. On the other side. Push that together. That's tall enough for that. We'll put that one in this hole, and then one on this hole on this side here. And there, see? That's the end of a canoe now.
That's a canoe.
Get your paddles out,
Yeah.
folks, and we're ready to roll.
My name is Jim Jones. I'm a Leech Lake Pillager band member from the Leech Lake Reservation. I live up in Cass Lake, Minnesota. My Anishinaabe name is Majijuan, which means flowing creek. My grandfather gave me that name because he said I was always on the go, always moving like a creek, like a flowing creek. What I'm doing today is I'm making pegs for the canoe, and these would be going through the top of the gunwales, the gunwale cap. These are ironwood, and I'm splitting these in half and taking planks out of them, and then we'll split these again into little pegs. These pegs sticking up now, and those go all the way through, and if you zero in on the back side over there, you can see the pegs coming through the bottom, and that's how the caps are attached. There's no nails, there's no screws in a canoe, and if they're done the old way that my ancestors did them, that's how they were used, is with the pegs.
The gunwales consists of a part that's inside the bark and a part that's outside the bark, and then this gets laced together. We've got to put the thwarts or the cross pieces in the gunwale to spread the thing apart. So you can see we've made a little tenon on the end, and there'll be a slots put in these, and this will go through the gunwale. This is the center thwart. It's the longest thwart that goes in. Everything on a canoe is pretty much a lot of hand work. As you notice, the pieces that we start, we don't go down to the lumber yard and buy lumber. We go to the woods and get a log. So there's a lot of, I suppose you'd call it manufacturing components, more or less, making parts. This is going to fit in like so. Okay, it fits. So that's how wide the canoe is going to be. This is kind of an art form and a thing that Native people weren't doing anymore. So when we set out to start building canoes, we said, okay, someday we're going to want to teach more Native people some of their old traditions. And so we want to build these canoes. And, you know, I'm a white guy. This is not my culture. I'm dealing with someone else's culture. I think I have an ethical obligation to represent that as best as I can, as correctly as I can. You might say I'm walking on foreign turf and I got to watch my step, you know. So I try to have respect for someone else's culture because they own it, I don't. That's one of the reasons we go through the pains we do to try to do these canoes as close as we can based on what is knowable. People sometimes use this word that I don't like. They say primitive. Well, there ain't nothing primitive about a birchbark canoe, because the word seems to have a kind of a negative connotation to it. But when Europeans came over here, they had big wooden boats and ships. What did they use? They used the birchbark canoe. They didn't use the primitive technology to get around. They used the superior technology to operate fur trade. Okay, we gotta get them up in between this. Now we'll have to spread these a little bit. Quite a bit. About right.
Yeah, because this side came up a little bit.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Okay, it might be a little low there.
I'll clamp it and see. Approximately how much bark we're going to have to add. I'm going to take this bark, put it outside the gunnels, inside that bark. Oh.
Yeah, we're just sewing the extra sheet of birch bark to get the height. We finished off the far side, and this one, there needs to be a single stitch that runs down the length of it. And it's a double lacing, so as one goes out, another one goes in. It's a little challenging. And you want to make sure the two sets of bark are right together and there's no bulges on it, because that any little pucker on the back side would allow your water to get in and would be harder to seal. So I'm using an awl right now to go through both layers. It's nice and sharp. It's triangular in cross section, so when you spin it, it's kind of like a bit of a drill where it's just separating out the fibers of the birch bark. So the ends have to be a little sharp, just so that they can make their way through the little holes.
Now this morning we carved the outside gunnel piece. We had previously done the inside gunnel piece, and we got these all ready. There's a bevel cut under the back side of this that the ends of the ribs will fit into. And one thing we did is we measured the size of the entire bark width needs to be on a canoe from gunnel to gunnel, so it's going to come out right. So what we've done is we've clamped these gunnels on at the proper height so the canoe will be the right size. So now there's extra bark, and so what I've done is trimmed a little short section flush. This is where we're going to start sewing. Now one thing we do, we peg through the gunnels. It helps give it additional strength against shifting up and down, and kind of locks the bark in place. So we drill a hole, and yeah, we're a little bit modern here, but we drill a hole. We got a square peg, and we're going to put in a round hole. So we put this into the hole. And then we'll trim the ends before we lace. Now, we peg every other lacing. There's little red marks on the gunnels. That's where the center of the lacings are going to go. The gunnel structure is actually made up of two pieces. The interior gunnel, and on the outside there's an exterior gunnel piece that you see is a bit thinner. And then the bark is fit in between. One goes on the inside of the bark, one goes on the outside of the bark, and it clamps the two pieces clamp the bark together. What we'll be doing is sewing lacings. We'll be punching holes in here, sewing lacings to get this good and tight at every mark that we've made on here. And in between the lacings, that's where the ribs will eventually go in. There'll be 40 ribs in this canoe. So we've got this temporarily clamped, so it's the right height. Now I'm going to take this clamp loose, drill another hole, drive in another peg. And we'll do that the entire length as we stitch this. We'll be putting pegs in. Once I get the clamp together, right, then I can trim the bark off so it's flush and doesn't sticking up, so it's not in the way for stitching. Now what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to cut these pegs off, and then we'll get a length of root and we'll be ready to start stitching the gunwales. Now see, I'm scraping a few of the fibers off this root. You can see how long and stringy the fibers are on that root, but that's why it's so strong. There's like hair-like fibers in that give it its strength. I'm tapering this one end down, thinning it out. Now the other end, this end I'm going to lace with, and I'll put a point on that end so I can lace it through the holes. So here's where the lacing group gets centered, is on this hole. So I'll go over just a little bit, and I will take the awl and put a hole, then I'll move this way. They'll be about a ½ inch apart. And then I'll move one more hole this way. Okay, so I put 4 holes, and they span the length maybe about 1.5 inches. That's what I want. Now we lace through each hole twice and around the gunwale. The first time through doesn't count because that's just locking the root in. So to get the root started, we'll take the screwdriver, wedge this open so we can tuck the tapered end of the root between the bark and the gunwale. Pound that back down a little bit. Okay, now what we want to do, another little thing to trim. Now we got to make sure we don't put a twist in the root. We want to keep it nice and neat. So we start out, we lace the root through the first hole. We pull it through. And then we can't just pull this end and tighten the root up. You got to tighten the root up as you're doing. So we're going to tighten it around that corner, put my thumb on it. Then I can pull this the rest of the way through. And push, and then it tightens. And then it's tightened around that corner. So that's the starting stitch. So that one doesn't count as the going twice through each hole. So now we do the twice through each hole thing. Okay, it goes in the same hole. And again, we pull to snug it up on the inside, pull it over, and see this first wrap just goes over, the first complete wrap goes over that starting wrap, so that buries that. Now the succeeding ones we'll try to lay side by side so they're neatly put in. We hold this down with our thumb so it doesn't loosen up. Make sure we got flexibility in the root so we don't kink. And we pull it tight. Okay, now we want this next wrap not to go over the top of this. We want it to lay side by side. So we hold it over, push it with our finger on the inside so it's up alongside of that first wrap on the inside. We're going to ream this hole out just a little bit so we can get through there again. Okay, now we're going to sew this through that same hole. And it's getting pretty filled up with roots. You notice we didn't drill that hole with a drill, because that would remove all the bark fibers from that hole. When we use this with the awl, it really nothing falls. You don't see shavings of bark hole. It spreads the bark hole open, and when that bark gets wet again, that hole is swell shut and tied up onto the stitching. Okay, here's the root coming through for its last wrap. We pull it in now. Before we pull this tight, what we do is we make a loop. We make a loop like this so we keep the exterior surface of the root out. We put that under our wrap. Okay, so we got something here to grab onto, and we got something here to grab onto. Then we can pull this down like that, and real tight as we can pull it. And we still got a loop here we can pull tight. Okay, we get that down. Okay, then we'll take the slack up from the outside by pulling up that loop in, pull it tight. Okay, so that's tightly sewn. Now we'll pull this slack up in this loop by pulling this end. You can see that wraps right around. Oh, we pulled it out. It broke off after it got through, but what it did is it went through, and then it's under this piece, and it is down under the gunnel. That's what I wanted to do, is get it down under the gunnel, but it's wrapped through. It can't come loose. And then what we can do, we can trim the rest of this end off, and it's locked in there. When that dries, it'll never come loose. You make the canoe look really nice by just graduating your roots, but don't worry. So here's a photo of a scale model. There's a board, a vertical board that goes in the ends of the canoes, and that's what I'm going to be making. Here's the end board that goes up, and then this is a bent piece of cedar, and that's the framework for the end of the canoe. It keeps the canoe strong and establishes its shape. We've got big bunches of cedar here, so I'm going to look for a clear piece that's going to be wide enough. Now this piece has some knots farther down, so we can't really make long ribs out of it, but it's certainly going to be big enough. I think it's long enough before that first knot. There's a knot here, so I got 2 feet of wood. I'm only need, so I'm going to saw this off, and then I'm going to split that up into pieces for 2 headboards. A little bit off the side here. I'll split this in half again, and that should give me 2 pieces I can make the headboards out of. Now what I'm going to do is take the draw knife and start making this into a flat board. Okay, this is almost down to where it's what we want. So that's ready. But now the other part of this, the end frame, is this big long bent piece, and we got to carve this to shape. But instead of doing that right now, I'm going to look for some cedar to make that big long bent piece. I'm going to use this really straight grain piece of cedar for the end frames in the canoe. This is nice and clear with no knots. It's a little gray on the outside, but that just a little bit of surface weathering. So I'm going to split some of this off to get it more the right size. See how nice and even it splits. just enough off here to clean the surface. This is going to fit into the end of the canoe, so actually the very bark at the very end of the canoe will be on each side of this, so we need it to taper. You can see it's narrow here and it's wide on that side. We need to taper so the bark will come right up even, and then it'll be stitched right through this wood. But first we'll be making this wood so we can bend it. Okay, now what I have to do with this, like I say, this has to be bent in a very tight bend. And obviously it doesn't bend too well the way it is now. It's pretty stiff. So what I'm going to do is split this into many layers. But I don't want to split it quite to the end. I want to leave a solid piece on one end. So I'm going to wrap this around it and tie it off so it'll stop the split. So I don't like try splitting a whole bunch of narrow edges, narrow strips starting at one edge, because they never make it to the other end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this in half first. And then I'll pay careful attention to how it's splitting. It's staying pretty much in the middle. It's going a little bit to this side. So what I'm going to do, I want to bring it back to the middle a little. So I'll flex this side just a little bit. As I'm splitting it, flex it this way, then I'll bring it. It's getting more back in the middle. So okay, it's split down to where we tied it off. Now we'll take this half and we'll split that in half.
Yeah. No. Cross it back. Yeah. Like that. Yep. So with the smooth side. Yep.
If one side's getting thicker, you bend the thick side and now bring it back. See, it's going pretty good here, so we don't have to do too much.
Okay. Now pull that through some more. Your loop is too big on the back.
Okay. See, it's already now getting a little more flexible. Okay, so now I'll split this one in half. When I first started doing this, I didn't always pick up a piece of wood and end up with what I wanted. Over time, doing enough of this, it becomes part of you. Okay, now we got split into 4. Now we'll take each one of these and split it one more time. If we can get this one to split right and get the last one to split right, we got them. We've succeeded on this one. And then we got something we can make an end frame of the canoe out of. So that's it. That's how this part gets done to this stage. Yeah, that stiff piece of wood, now it's flexible. If you watch us build a canoe for any length of time, one thing you'll notice is that a lot of our time is spent dealing with these spruce roots that hold the canoe together. I'm thinning this root down, making it even so it's flexible and so it's sew right. This root is the key to the construction of a whole canoe.
Being part of that building and watching her come together, it's a connection and a bond that we develop with each boat that we build, because part of us goes into these pieces. And that's what I enjoy out of building these canoes here, is what we share and what we put into it. I look at where I got the cedar, where we got the bark, the camaraderie that we spent digging the roots, the laughs here and the stories that we share building her, and the journey that where it's going to go. It's a connection that I have as an Anishinaabe person. Grant said this boat needs to be fed by keeping it in the water and using it for what it's being built for. And Kevin and Mara will do that.
Well, first of all, it's such an honor that we've been given this gift for our wedding. And that just the idea of how many years we can get use out of it. So just being part of this process and knowing that we're going to be using this for many years, and hopefully we can pass it on to our kids, and then they know that we worked on it and everybody else that worked on it, that means a lot. And what's great is that every task that you take on this canoe, it's in the moment. So you're just concentrating on each task in the moment. So it gives you that, that calm and that peace, because you know in the end you're going to have such a beautiful piece once it's done.
Even growing up, I mean, I think there was something sort of magical about a birchbark canoe, and just to see the process being done. And when Jim offered us the materials to make a birchbark canoe was just a really, really touching. It means so much more to be a part of the actual making and seeing how it's done and seeing the time and the effort, as opposed to just being given one. I mean, to be given a birchbark canoe would be really amazing, but to be a part of the process is that much more special. Most of us working on this are archaeologists by training, and we always try and figure out what was going on in the past and how people did things in the past, and it humanizes our work. It makes it more interesting to me as an archaeologist, and to the First Nation or tribal groups in northern Manitoba. I think it's just great to get that across to them, that the human side of it, just the whole process of doing it. I mean, how many hundreds or thousands of years have people been peeling roots, preparing birch bark, doing exactly what we're doing? We might have a few more modern tools, metal and that kind of thing, but the same process has been going on for thousands of years, and it's part of a continuum that we're now a part of. And with the work that Grant's been doing, being able to bring this back to the community, I think is just so important. So this is all part of a long process of people making these kinds of canoes. One very insightful elder years ago, when she was teaching me how to tan moose hides the old way, she pulled me off to the side and she said, "Make sure this doesn't die with you." She said, "Pass this on. This is really important for the younger generations to learn." And I see the same thing with this. The woman who said that was Alice Moore, and she's from northern Manitoba, from a community called Nisquewassett Cree Nation. She always said, like, today's youth have two schools or two educations that they learn from. They said they've got the bush, what Mother Nature and what the elders and the people are telling, and the academic system. And it's the youth of today have to balance between both of those, and being able to do that is really important to understand, not to forget either one. Don't put too much emphasis on the land, and don't put too much emphasis on the academics. And it's a balancing world that no generation prior has had to deal with like today's generation.
As anthropologists and archaeologists, we've taught summer field schools, and we've taught both archaeology and Ojibwe culture. And as we've been doing that, our students were always interested in birchbark canoes. So one summer we really started researching it and decided that we would use the students, that would be one of their class projects. And that's where we started really learning about what all was involved in making a canoe. And also, since we were teaching about Native American cultures, we wanted to be very sensitive to the cultural context of the canoe. And we did not want to make a generic canoe. We wanted to make them the way they actually had been made in the past, as much as we possibly could do that. So that's kind of where we got it started. And then after that, it was kind of an ambition to try and make as many different types and styles of canoes as we possibly could. And Grant's woodworker, those skills are obviously extremely important. And so he was able to figure out a lot of things about how the canoes were put together, just because of his background in woodworking. The whole feeling that you get when you are replicating some of these processes. People don't realize the incredible sophistication of a lot of this technology. They also don't appreciate a lot of the spiritual aspects of it either. When we're working on a lot of these projects, we try to always keep aware of that. If we're taking birch bark off a tree, we leave an offering to the tree because it's just a sign of respect for the gifts that the forest has given us, and also for the great gift of the whole invention of this technology by people who came before us.
Being able to pass this on to my children, being able to learn from my father and Grant, and pass that on to my children. But people don't get to see what happens behind the scenes. You with this camera here today are seeing part of that. You're seeing this whole process. You're seeing the laughter and the joking. That's as we Indian people do anyway. But it's good for this too, though. It's good for her to hear us laugh. Or him. We haven't, that'll be up to them on what they...
Let those splay open a little bit so the heat can get in there. Put this in. Here's a completed end frame for the canoe. We're going to be making the other one. We'd previously bent these pieces, carved out the end board, and now we got to cut a hole for the end of this to come through. What I've got here is fiber from basswood bark. You take basswood bark and you strip it off in widths 2, 3, 4 inches wide, whatever you can get. You can take a basswood about that big around. You got to do it when the sap is flowing so the bark will come off real clean. And then you soak it in the lake, and then after about a week, the inner layers of the bark loosen up, and you can peel that all off, and you can see this big long thing of fiber you get. And it's fairly strong. You can make it into cordage or rope or string or whatever you need to wrap stuff. It's a material that was used probably for thousands of years around here, and just a natural twine-like material. Now we're going to have to take that out of that form. It'll tend to spring back a little bit, and we have to wrap it so it maintains its shape. We'll take a piece of this fiber and put the end between a couple of the split layers, wedge it down in there. Then I'll hold it kind of bent like that. Actually, what I should do is get this wet. Let me go dip this in some water real quick. Oh, it's wet. It'll be easier to wrap tightly. There. Okay, now see, I'll bend this back when I'm wrapping. Actually, I'll probably bend it a little more than it needs to be, just to make sure it stays tight. And then we'll wrap it, and that'll keep these tightly together here. That'll hold its shape. And we'll just wrap it all the way up to the other end, and we'll just kind of compare it to the shape it's supposed to be. Okay, now I'm going to bend this together. Actually, this wrapping we're putting on here, this basswood bark is not anything that'll last a long time. It will deteriorate over time here. Basically, we get this held together, and once we lace it into the canoe, this wrapping no longer really is that significant. So okay, we're all good to go with end frames. We got the gunwales pretty much laced, and I got to get working on ribs, but I'm going to get people started on getting these ready. I'm going to set these into the canoe. They won't be sewn in yet. Now these set in, like so. Now the gunwales will fit on top into these notches. And when we sew this together, these will get wrapped together so they'll go tight into those notches. Okay, that's the pile of ribs we got split. We're about 14 ribs short, so I've got to go see what we can get here. To make canoe ribs, what we're starting out with is a cedar log. We split the log in half, then we'll be splitting the log in quarters, and we'll be looking for the relatively clear wood. We got to avoid the knots. Now, in order to actually split cedar perfectly even, what you have to do is pretty much always split it close to in halves. The split will follow the grain quite well if you follow the rule of always splitting it in half. I suppose I maybe make this look easy, but I couldn't tell you how many hundreds of these things I split already, so you can kind of get to where you can almost do it with your eyes closed. To line the inside of the canoe, we need thin pieces of cedar. They go inside of the bark, and the ribs go over the top of that. We need quite a bit, so I'm going to need to make some more. A piece that might make one rib in thickness. You generally make about 4 pieces of planking. We do this sort of like the ribs. We split things in half and half and half. We keep going a little thinner. Go slow till you get down a ways, and then it'll speed up. And there we are. And you can see it comes out with a fairly nice smooth surface. We won't shave that down or anything. We'll just use that surface inside the canoe. You can see they're nice thin flexible pieces. These are going to be the canoe ribs. This is what gives the canoe its shape and its strength. Nothing physical that attaches these to the boat. They're just basically stay in place by friction. The ribs are just bent by eyeball. They're not bent by any kind of a form or a shape or anything. I'll be bending those just pretty much by looking at them. A little bit stiff yet. You gotta let them heat just a little longer. Okay. Okay, put the string on that end. Pull it tight. Okay, just give it one wrap around there. Wrap it, and then we'll wrap it in between. There we are. There's one set of ribs bent. Okay, wrap that. Okay, there's another set of ribs bent. What I do when I bend the ribs, I know about how wide the bottom of the canoe is in different places. So I'll bend them and just gradually get them smaller and smaller. So I got to bend a set for here, and then some more that are a little wider. If we got enough pairs like this that we can fill all the spaces, then one half of that will go and do the other end, and we'll have the ribs for the whole canoe. We got this trimmed down. We're going to start stitching. I'm going to start by awling a hole through here. This is going right through that bent wood piece. We'll be sewing with the middle of the root, sewing both directions. Actually, we'll put the root through twice the first time. Okay, now we'll put the root through, push the bark together tight, and now we'll make a wrap over the top that pulls the bark together. We'll go down, make the next hole. We'll make these holes about 1 inch apart.
That goes through pretty easily.
Oh yeah, that's soft wood. That's the side that the awl came out of. That's the hardest way to sew. So you put the first root through that because we're going to be sewing with both ends. We'll make kind of an X-shaped stitch. Okay, we pull this tight. So we got this snugged up. Okay, and then we got to open the hole up a little bit with this. We use this to open the hole up because it's smooth and it won't cut the roots, whereas the awls have kind of a sharp edge on them. So then we take the other end of the root. We sew through, we pull this tight. Now that tightened the bark down, and now you can see we're a little higher off that than we were, so we can trim a little more. Okay, now we'll just go down, do the next hole, and see about where we are so we know we're gotta get back into the wood. We're at the point now where we're going to really start shaping this canoe. It looks like a canoe, but the bottom is not nicely shaped. And there's hollows in it, and those will all disappear as soon as we put the ribs. So it's always kind of a really exciting part of the canoe build. Now, so that I don't cut through the bark and the lacing, I'll put that extra piece of bark underneath. There, now we got that split so it can start to get flexible.
Last time we'll see the inside of this.
For a while. Double check these wide ribs. Yeah, they're fine. Be just right. This first piece of planking will go right down the middle of the bottom. A lot of times when you're splitting this planking, you get an outside split that has a curve of the log on it. A lot of times I'll use those right down the center. They're all naturally tapered toward both edges and they're kind of round. But first thing we're going to do, we got to heat the bark up. So pour some hot water, put a little over the gunnels. As we get ready to put the ribs in, we'll be putting more, but for now I just want to limber that bark up so I can slide things in. Yeah, bark gets real flexible.
Oh yeah.
We'll carve this in. We'll kind of want to match the curve of the end because we'll be sticking these way in there and they'll reinforce the sides of the bark. So the first one gets a little curve like that. Okay, it's going to lay in there. Okay, that's going to lay in good. Now these will probably show a little gap down here because the boat's tapering out, so that's where we'll take some of those narrow ones and we'll slide them in underneath here after we get a few ribs in. One more wide piece of planking, probably get us close. Okay, well that's as high as we need that to go. So now is when we start heating everything up. We want all the lacings a little bit soft. Now, to fit the rib, what we do, we set it down in place where it's going to go. We hold it down, and then I'll make a pencil mark at the top of the gunnels. Then what I'll do is we saw it off on that pencil mark. That's for starters. It may be that we need to keep things a little to one side of that pencil mark or another, but once we figure that out, it'll be pretty much the same for all the ribs. So that'll allow us to not have to recut ribs. Now the ends of the ribs, go back a few inches, taper out the ribs a little bit like that. And then we cut a 45-degree bevel at the end, and that matches that bevel on the back side of the gunnels. To put the rib in, set it in, and you stick it up in the notches under the gunnels. And then you drive it into place. See if it's going to go. Looks like it's probably going to fit perfect. Tap on it, make sure it gets into that slot where it's supposed to go. Drive it home. Okay, there's the first rib. Next rib, put it up under. Make sure it's up there. to make sure it's seating well. Side ain't quite in. There it's going. We'll keep going now till we'll put all the ribs in up to the center, and then we'll start from the other end, and the last rib we put in will be this one. And what you'll see is the problem with putting the last rib in is, as you notice, when we put these ribs in, when we set them in, we had to set them out at quite an angle. This rib started way out here. Problem is, when we get to the last rib, there's already a rib that's in the way here. And when you put it out this way, if it's on top of that rib, it doesn't fit because that thickness of the rib takes up lots of space. So when we get to that, we'll be doing a lot of beating ribs back and forth and putting them in one end at a time. And the last rib, when it goes in, we got to leave one end way out here, and then we pound that end way back, and we pound it way past. So it ends up like an S curve for a little while till we get it all straightened out. Well, we filmed getting the first half of the ribs in. Basically, the second half of the ribs was just a mirror image of what we did on the first half. We bent the ends of the outside gunnels up so they came up, did a little more trimming here. And Kevin and Myra are doing the little fill-in stitching. There's a little opening here between the headboard and the gunnels, and they're filling that with a decorative lacing. We've got one more piece of woodwork that goes on the top of the gunnels, and that protects the lacing against being scarred up or broken. People always ask us, you know, they think of a birchbark canoe as being, well, gee, you really have to be careful with it because it's just birch bark and it's kind of fragile. No, it's not a fragile craft. This is a big ironwood club and it's heavy. Think baseball bat. It can take a lot of beating. You can run into rocks, logs. You aren't going to hurt this canoe. It's a whole lot more sturdy than people might think. We got these all carved out here. We're heating the ends because the ends have to bend up to fit this curve. So we got to get that started, heat them up in the water, and get that curve starting before we put them on. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start pegging this down. Again, we use our square pegs and a round hole approach. We'll put a peg in at this angle and the next peg is slightly at this angle, instead of putting them just vertically so they would pull out easier. So we'll switch the angle at each one. That gives it a little more holding strength. We'll be lacing through here, but they'll have a tendency to slip off. So what we do, we just make just a little notch in here where that lacing is going to go.
Okay.
See, and then there's a little edge for it to catch on right
Yeah.
here when we sew it. There, when we do that, we do this, sew this one, sew this, trim these ends, do that at the other end of the canoe. And the canoe is basically done, except for pitching the seams. So we'll have to let it dry out for a few days to get all the moisture out of it. And then we'll pitch the seams and we'll put it in the lake. This canoe now has a nice, smooth, even curve. You can see, here's the joint between the two pieces of bark that we used. This piece goes to that end, this piece goes to that end. This seam will be sealed. All these little gores will be sealed, and then we'll go over any place there's a little crack or a little opening in the bark. Here's a little bitty hole right here. We'll pitch those all over and seal everything up. That's the black stripes you see on birchbark canoes. It's the sealer. Traditionally, this would be done with a mixture of spruce pitch, powdered up charcoal, and a little bit of animal fat to keep it flexible, because spruce pitch by itself is very brittle. So this is the only thing that we use in materials that's non-traditional. We use a polyurethane caulk that's black. It looks from a foot away, it looks just like the pitch and charcoal mix. It doesn't come off, it doesn't chip, it doesn't need constant attention and repair. What we'd like to see happen is that this expand. And then we can take this knowledge that we're trying to more or less resurrect and start getting more people involved and spread this back to the people. And that's what I would hope to do, is get more and more people involved and have people come over and say, I want to participate. I want to become a part of this canoe building. And that's where my interests are.
This film is made possible by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and the citizens of Minnesota.
To order a DVD copy of Birchbark Canoe, please visit lptv.org or call 1-800-292-0922.